Good evening and welcome to Just the News. Focus on farmers this evening, where a large number of farmers across several districts of Haryana and the neighbouring states gathered in Karnal's Anaj Mandi today following a call from the Samyukta Kisan Morcha to gherao the Mini-Secretariat in the district in protest against the police lathi charge on farmers at the Bastara toll plaza on the 28th of August. Several farmers and police personnel sustained injuries in that incident. Protesters also claimed that one farmer lost his life when he succumbed to injuries that he allegedly received during police action. 11-member delegation of farmer leaders earlier invited to hold talks with the district administration as protesters in large numbers assembled at the Mahapanchayat in Karnal. However, those talks failed and the farmers gheraued the Mini-Secretariat in Karnal after crossing 6 police barricades. To maintain law and order, the Haryana government has suspended internet. Remember, they had suspended internet over the weekend. That now continues in Karnal, Kurukshetra, Kaithad, Jind and Panipat districts from midnight tonight until midnight tomorrow night. As many as 40 companies of security forces, 10 companies of Central Armed Police Forces have been deployed in that one town. Today's Mahapanchayat and march comes after Sunday's massive gathering in Muzaffarnagar in Uttar Pradesh, where the farmers declared that they will oppose the BJP in the upcoming elections of Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. There have been massive shows of strength and numbers from the farmers over these last few days. Focus must also, of all media and all citizens in our country, be on Assam at this point. According to the PTI, Assam floods have now claimed the lives of 8 people, including 1 child. According to the Assam State Disaster Management Authority, 43,416 people have been affected by floodwaters. 12 districts in the state are reeling under the crisis of incessant rainfall over the last few weeks. Scores and scores of hectares of land and crops have been destroyed. What's worse, according to officials, at least 24 animals, including 2 rhinos, 2 swamp deer, 17 hawk deer, a python, a wild buffalo, a langur have died in the floods in the Kaziranga National Park and Tiger Reserve. Kerala's Health Minister Veena George has said now that 11 people who came in contact with the state's one Nipah virus victim are now showing symptoms of the disease. She said up to 251 contacts of that one victim have been identified, but she has denied any cause for alarm. Ms. George said, and I quote, 38 people are in isolation at the Kozhikode Medical College and Hospital, of which 11 are showing symptoms. Samples of 8 people have been sent to the Pune National Institute of Virology for testing. The state government has said Kannur, Malappuram, Wayanad districts and neighbouring Kozhikode have all been put on high alert. A 12-year-old boy on Sunday succumbed to the Nipah virus in Kozhikode Hospital. The police have cordoned off the area at a 3-kilometre radius around that boy's house. A special court in Pune passed an order to frame charges against 5 accused in the Narendra Dabholkar murder case. All of these 5 people are apparently linked to the Sanatan Sanstha. Framing of charges have been deferred until the 15th of September. Now, Dr. Narendra Dabholkar was 67 years old when he was gunned down by 2 people on a motorcycle when he was out for his morning walk. He was a rationalist and fought against casteism and blind faith. He had started an organization called the Maharashtra Andhshraddha Nirmulan Samiti. He died on the morning of the August 20th in 2013. The case was handed over to the CBI in 2014. And in as many years that have passed since then, the CBI has charge sheeted 5 people. 3 accused are in judicial custody. 2 are out on bail. Before we get into this next story, I have to issue a trigger warning because it is distressing. According to PTI, at least 6 minor girls were paraded naked in a village in Madhya Pradesh on Sunday as part of a ritual to summon the rain. The incident took place at the Banya village, about 50 kilometers from Dhammo district in the drought-prone Bundelkhand region. The National Commission for Protection of Child's Rights has taken cognizance of the matter and asked the district administration to submit a report. The police said they are investigating the incident and will take action if it is found that the girls were forced to go naked. India reported 31,222 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours and 290 deaths as of 8 a.m. this morning. This is 19.8% lower than yesterday's number. Kerala still recording the highest numbers at 25,772 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours. Now, despite those numbers, the Kerala government has decided to lift the night curfew and the Sunday lockdown in the state. The decision was taken after a review meeting assessed the COVID situation. Kerala's Chief Minister also announced the government's decision to reopen higher education institutions from the 4th of October, although the decision to open schools will still take some time. Well, an update on news coming in from across the world right now. According to the BBC, hundreds of protesters took to the streets in Afghanistan to denounce Taliban rule and demand women's rights. Taliban fighters, in fact, fired rounds of shots in the air to disperse the crowd at a very large protest that took place in capital city Kabul. Video footage from the scene show people running for safety with heavy gunfire heard in the background. Protesters were also chanting anti-Pakistan slogans, according to the BBC. Many believe that neighboring country Pakistan actually supports the Taliban, while Pakistan denies this. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was hit by gravel thrown by a protester when he was on his campaign trail. This is also according to the BBC. He was going back into his bus after visiting a brewery when he was pelted with gravel. He was apparently not injured. Trudeau called a snap election in mid-August in the hope of gaining a majority government for his left-of-centre party. His campaign was disrupted by demonstrators against COVID-19 vaccine mandates and other restrictions. Well, one quick sports and also positive news before we leave you for today. India's teen sensation Shafali Verma has retained the number one spot at the women's T20 international batting rankings. Now, she has 759 ranking points ahead of Australia's Beth Mooney and the India T20 vice captain Smriti Mandhana. On the other hand, New Zealand's Sophie Devine combined now with joint top ranker all-rounder as per the rankings released today. That brings us to the end of the news. Thank you so much for listening this evening. Give us your feedback and give us a smiley face if this is how you like to consume your news these days. It would also help us, if you happen to be watching us on YouTube, to comment, share, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Good night.